What if the strongest person in the room isn't the loudest, but the quietest? What if your greatest weapon isn't your words, but your silence? In a world where everyone reacts instantly, defends every opinion, and fights every battle, the Stoics discovered a different path. They understood that true power belongs to those who master themselves before trying to master the world. Today, you'll discover 5 Stoic rules that only a small percentage of people ever truly practice. These principles will help you become calmer, wiser, and emotionally untouchable. Stay until the end, because the 5th rule is the one that separates ordinary people from those who command effortless respect. Modern life constantly encourages us to react. Social media rewards outrage. Arguments spread faster than understanding. Many people believe that speaking louder makes them stronger, but Stoicism teaches the exact opposite. Real strength is revealed through self-control, patience, and silence. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all believed that the person who controls their own mind can never be controlled by anyone else. Their wisdom has survived for nearly 2,000 years because human nature has never changed. We still struggle with anger, criticism, rejection, and the desire for approval. Yet the Stoics left us timeless lessons that can transform the way we respond to every challenge. Before we continue, if you enjoy videos about Stoicism, self-improvement, and timeless wisdom, please like this video. Subscribe to Daily Stoic Dose and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another lesson that can strengthen your mind and improve your life. Every day, people surrender their peace without even realizing it. A rude comment ruins their mood. A stranger's opinion controls their emotions. A single disagreement becomes the focus of the entire day. They believe they are reacting to life, but in reality, they are allowing life to control them. The Stoics saw this as one of the greatest forms of slavery. A person who cannot govern their own emotions will always be governed by someone else. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that the opinions of others were temporary, but character was permanent. He understood that every emotional reaction gave another person power over his inner world. Instead of allowing anger or frustration to dictate his actions, he paused. He observed his thoughts before responding. That simple pause became the source of extraordinary strength. The first Stoic rule is to pause before you respond. This sounds simple, yet very few people practice it consistently. Most reactions happen automatically. Someone criticizes you, and you immediately defend yourself. Someone insults you, and your anger demands revenge. Someone disagrees with your opinion, and you feel an irresistible urge to prove them wrong. The Stoics challenged this instinct. They believed that between every event and every response lies a small moment of choice. Within that moment exists your freedom. The longer you learn to remain inside that space, the stronger your character becomes. Ponged, imagine standing beside a calm lake. When someone throws a stone into the water, ripples appear immediately. But eventually the surface becomes still again. Most people become like the ripples, reacting to every disturbance around them. The Stoic becomes like the lake itself. Temporary events may touch the surface, but they never change its true nature. When you begin pausing before reacting, something remarkable happens. You stop saying words you later regret. You stop making decisions based on temporary emotions. Instead of becoming controlled by anger, fear, or pride, you become guided by wisdom. People naturally notice this difference. They begin trusting your judgment because they know your decisions are thoughtful rather than impulsive. Epictetus taught that no person can insult you unless you first accept the insult. Think about how powerful that idea is. If someone hands you a gift and you refuse to take it, who does the gift belong to? It remains with the person offering it. The same is true of anger, hatred, and insults. If you refuse to carry them, they remain with the person who created them. The second Stoic rule is to speak only when your words improve the silence. Modern society often rewards constant talking. Many people believe that every opinion must be shared immediately. Silence is mistaken for weakness, while endless conversation is mistaken for confidence. The Stoics believed exactly the opposite. Seneca warned that unnecessary words often create unnecessary problems. A wise person chooses their words carefully because they understand that once spoken, words cannot be taken back. Have you ever noticed how the calmest person in a conversation often has the greatest influence? They don't interrupt. They don't compete for attention. They simply observe, listen, and speak with intention. Their silence creates curiosity because people naturally value words that are rare. This doesn't mean becoming passive or refusing to express yourself. It means recognizing the difference between speaking to add value and speaking simply to satisfy your ego. Before saying anything, ask yourself whether your words will solve the problem, improve understanding, or simply create more noise. Marcus Aurelius filled his private journal with reflections rather than arguments. He spent far more time correcting himself than correcting others. That habit protected his peace. Instead of wasting energy trying to change every person around him, he focused on becoming a better version of himself. The third Stoic rule is to stop seeking validation from people who cannot define your worth. One of the greatest traps of modern life is believing that your value depends on how many people approve of you. Social media, public opinion, and constant comparison make this temptation stronger than ever. The Stoics refused to live this way. They understood that if your happiness depends on the opinions of others, your peace will always remain fragile. Today someone praises you, tomorrow someone criticizes you. If your emotions rise and fall with every opinion, you will never experience lasting stability. Instead, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to ask one question every day: have I acted according to my values? That question mattered more than applause. It shifted his focus away from external approval and toward internal integrity. Imagine planting a mighty oak tree. It does not ask every passerby whether it deserves to grow. It simply sinks its roots deeper into the earth each day. Storms come and go. Seasons change. Yet the tree continues growing because its strength comes from within. Your character should develop in exactly the same way. When you stop chasing approval, something surprising happens. People begin respecting you more because your confidence no longer depends on their opinions. You become calmer, more authentic, and far more difficult to manipulate. Silence becomes your strength because you no longer feel pressured to explain yourself to everyone. These first 3 Stoic rules form the foundation of emotional mastery. They teach you to pause before reacting, to value silence over unnecessary words, and to seek integrity instead of approval. Alone, these habits can transform the way you experience life. But the final 2 rules are even more powerful. They reveal how to remain completely unshaken, even when life becomes unfair, people disappoint you, or circumstances seem impossible. The 4th Stoic rule is to never fight every battle. One of the greatest signs of wisdom is knowing which conflicts deserve your energy and which ones deserve your silence. Many people waste years arguing with those who have no desire to understand them. They try to win every debate, answer every criticism, and defend themselves against every accusation. In doing so, they lose something far more valuable than the argument itself. They lose their peace. The Stoics believed that your energy is one of your most precious possessions. Every unnecessary conflict drains it. Every pointless argument steals time you could have invested in becoming stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that people act according to what they believe is right, even when they are mistaken. Instead of becoming angry with them, he chose understanding over resentment. Imagine a lion walking through the forest. When small animals make noise around it, the lion doesn't stop to prove its strength. It continues walking because it already knows who it is. Only the insecure feel the need to respond to every challenge. Quiet confidence ignores distractions and remains focused on its purpose. Think about your own life. How many arguments have truly improved your future? How many heated debates changed another person's heart? Very few. Most only created stress, regret, and distance. The Stoics understood that silence often communicates greater strength than the cleverest response ever could. This doesn't mean allowing people to mistreat you. It means recognizing that not every insult deserves an answer, not every opinion deserves your attention, and not every battle deserves your... Sometimes the strongest statement you can make is walking away with dignity. Seneca once observed that anger is temporary madness. When people argue in anger, they often become strangers to their own values. They speak words they later regret and make decisions they would never choose in a peaceful state of mind. The Stoic refuses to surrender control in this way. Instead, they allow emotions to settle before deciding whether a response is even necessary. There is something deeply attractive about a person who cannot be provoked easily. Their calmness becomes their reputation. Others begin realizing that emotional manipulation simply doesn't work on them. Over time, this quiet discipline earns lasting respect because it demonstrates genuine self-mastery. The fifth and final Stoic rule is to make your actions speak louder than your words. Modern culture often celebrates promises, announcements, and appearances. Many people talk endlessly about their future goals, their ambitions, and the person they hope to become. Yet the Stoics believe that character is revealed not by intentions, but by consistent action. Epictetus reminded his students that if they wanted to become wise, they should stop telling everyone they were pursuing wisdom and simply live wisely. The same principle applies to every part of life. Don't tell people you're disciplined. Show them through your daily habits. Don't announce your strength, demonstrate it through your patience. Don't demand respect. Earn it through your integrity. Picture a craftsman building a magnificent temple. He doesn't complete it in a single day, nor does he spend all his time talking about it. Every sunrise, he places another stone with care and precision. Years later, people admire the masterpiece, but few realize it was built through thousands of quiet moments of consistent effort. Your character is built exactly the same way. Every small decision matters. Waking up when you said you would. Keeping your promises even when they become inconvenient. Remaining honest when lying would be easier. Choosing patience instead of anger. Reading instead of wasting hours on meaningless distractions. These seemingly ordinary choices slowly transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary one. Marcus Aurelius believed that excellence is not an occasional act, but a daily habit. Great character isn't created during moments of comfort. It is forged during moments of difficulty, temptation, and uncertainty. Every challenge gives you an opportunity to prove your values. Not to others, but to yourself. As you practice these 5 Stoic rules, you will notice a quiet transformation taking place. You will become slower to anger, wiser in conversation, stronger in adversity, and more confident without needing constant approval. People will begin treating you differently, not because you demanded respect, but because your actions naturally inspire it. Perhaps the greatest reward, however, is not the admiration of others. It is the peace that comes from knowing you are no longer controlled by every opinion, every criticism, or every You become the master of your own mind, and there is no greater freedom than that. The Stoics understood a timeless truth that many people still overlook today. The loudest voice is rarely the strongest. The person who argues the most is rarely the wisest. Real power belongs to the individual who remains calm while others panic, who remains kind while others become bitter, and who remains disciplined while others surrender to emotion. And if you can pause before reacting, value silence over noise, stop chasing approval, refuse unnecessary battles, and let your actions speak louder than your words, you will become part of the small percentage of people who truly understand Stoicism. These habits will not only change the way others see you, they will completely transform the way you see yourself. So the next time life tests your patience, remember that every difficult moment is also an opportunity. Every insult gives you the chance to practice restraint. Every disappointment allows you to strengthen your character. Every challenge becomes another step toward becoming the person the Stoics believed you were capable of becoming. If this message inspired you, please like this video, subscribe to Daily Stoic Dose, and turn on the notification bell for more timeless Stoic wisdom, practical life lessons, and strategies for mastering your mind. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that true strength is found not in reacting to the world, but in mastering your. And always remember this timeless Stoic truth: silence is not weakness, it is the language of a disciplined mind. The more you master yourself, the less the world can control you.